Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Candice if you are new here. My channel's been a little bit neglected lately. I have been kind of in a decision slash analysis paralysis, you could say. So I have a ton of video ideas and passions. I just haven't actually made videos on them or gotten them to the point of being uploaded because I just get super self-conscious about like the whole marketing and branding and like business side, I guess, of YouTube. I just find myself getting in my head about all of these business things and all of these just comparisons, I guess you could say, of what like successful YouTubers look like and then what I look like. So this kind of brings me into the topic of this video. I thought what a great topic to get into is my like kind of coming back into YouTube and making videos, is a type of burnout that I have noticed in myself and in other people and society kind of as a whole, is comparison burnout. And I've heard of burnout being talked a lot about, and I've heard of comparing yourself and how that's not good for you being talked about. I haven't heard a lot being talked about the two combined, so how they impact each other and kind of this like little like cause and effect that comparing yourself can have on burnout. I think when we think of burnout, we think about like constantly having things to do and trying to be very productive and trying to be the best versions of ourselves, and kind of this like toxic almost self-help thing that we're doing. And it's not even like self-help anymore. It's like, well, I'm not good enough, so I have to be this like super productive version of me in order to be worthy, and then I will feel like I'm happy and that I'm worth these things. And that's kind of what I noticed with my YouTube channel of I have to be like a certain subscriber amount or certain view amount or certain content quality amount, and I have to have these things in order to be worthy of being called a content creator or whatever, which I don't even really like care about the label. Like when I think about it, I just would like to be a creative person that is sharing ideas and advice and tips and everything. And I get into my headspace of like, I gotta be an expert. What is an expert? Everyone's saying you need to be an expert in your niche and all that. So I wanted to pop on here real quick and just talk about comparison burnout. So in my mind, comparison burnout is when you are literally burning yourself out by comparing yourself to others, and you're using others as a metric of where you should be, and you're using that as your standard for yourself, and you're not meeting that standard. So I hear a lot about social media and comparing yourself on social media and how that's not healthy, and how, there's this whole social media detox. I myself did a social media detox and I found it very helpful, and it kind of gave me clarity into this issue too. I think we can compare ourselves though, not just on social media, but also out in the world. And I live in Los Angeles, where there is a lot of different kinds of people. There are a lot of different kinds of cars, different houses, different incomes, different whatever. So I see a lot of differences and a lot of similarities too. It can be very easy in this city, and honestly in any city, in any area, to compare yourself to other people. Even within your family, you can be comparing yourself to like your siblings and everything. It can be very easy to create this inner turmoil and this feeling of not feeling worthy just by looking at other people and comparing yourself to those people. One of the biggest things that I see is like when you're driving and you see somebody driving a Tesla or Mercedes or whatever, a higher end car, and you're in your, basic car, and there's this immediate feeling of, oh, that's what I should be doing. That's what I should be going after. That's, that person has more than me. That person is living a better life than me. They're happier than me. And that's not always the case. And I know it's really easy to say like, oh, okay, well, yeah, but it's easier to cry in a Tesla or whatever. However, we don't know that person's story, how they got to that point, what's going on in their lives. They could be more stressed out when at like the basic human level than you are. And so I think it's kind of unfair for us to take what other people have and what other people are achieving and put it onto ourselves, because we also have this we have our own stories to tell. We have our own journeys to go on. We have our own life lessons to learn at certain points in our lives. So when we compare ourselves to others, we're actually taking away from our own journey, our own experiences, and it can be very disheartening because we are now basically saying that we're not worthy to ourselves just by comparing ourselves to others. And that will lead to burnout because we are now, our headspace is no longer on what we can control. It's on things that we can't control. We can't control what other people do, what other people are achieving, what they own. And so the only thing we can control is ourselves and our actions. But if we are so hell-bent on focusing on these external things, we're never going to be able to have the time to focus in on ourselves and what we actually want. Do we actually want a Tesla? Do we actually want, these things that are being presented to us by society as like things we should have or things we should want, or even if you do want it, it's do I need that right now? Am I in the space right now to have that, to accept that gift? So I want to end this video before it gets too long. However, I did want to end it on a positive note and some exercises that you can do and that I've been doing myself to get back into this headspace of stopping the comparison and focusing more on what I can control, what you can control, and having gratitude for our lives. So, like I said, one of the exercises is to have gratitude. This can be very simple. If you have a hard time with gratitude, I have a hard time with gratitude because my mind wants to go to negatives. It's kind of how I was raised, to think of what could go wrong. Think about what could go right for yourself, even if it's simple. Say it's, I get to work on time, or I got to work on time and I'm grateful for that. Or, I had a great day today. I had an awesome PB&J sandwich. Simple things like that, to have gratitude for those things. And it brings yourself back into this like space of yourself and your being and your present moment. Because if we're all up here and we're thinking about, honestly, we're stuck in the past and we're in the future when we're doing this comparison, because we're thinking about who we should be, who we could be, who they are. And then we're thinking about our past. Why did that happen to me? That created this problem for me. Now I'm like stuck and everything. So it's good to think about what we have gratitude for. Another thing that you can do is you can look at yourself and why certain things are the way in your life. So one personal example of mine that I can think of is I am an actor. I am 27 years old. By Hollywood standards, you could say that I'm like older as far as getting a start in Hollywood, because people start when they're 18, 19, 20 or whatever. I had severe social anxiety growing up. I was 20 years old. I had severe depression and I had to go see a psychiatrist, get on antidepressants, do a bunch of therapy. I was suicidal. I had suicidal thoughts. I was not going to be an actor in Hollywood at that age. So I have to remember that about myself. I have come a long way in the past 7 years, even since that time period. I have to take immense gratitude for that and honor that about myself, because if I don't, it's like, what was that all for? What was that strength for? What was that bravery for? And that's society standard. That's the Hollywood producers are saying, like, oh, you got to be this hot young thing or whatever. I've got a baby face. Gratitude for that. I can be in my 40s. I'll probably still be playing high school students. Probably facts, not jokes. But anyways, I'm going to end here. I just want you to take a moment to think about your life, your gratitude, who you are in this world, and embody yourself instead of going out into the world and looking at everything else and burning up that precious headspace of yours that actually is needed to go out there and make changes in the world and do the things that you want to do. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching this video. I really hope it helps you and just to take inventory of yourself and to find peace within yourself. If you like this video, please give me a like down below. Comment down below some ideas too for stopping the comparison, maybe your own experience. I would love to hear your experience with it. And if you enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe. I welcome it. And I hope you have a very nice day. And I will see you in my next video. Take care.